To strengthen ties between the US and neighboring countries, for example, Mexico and Canada, the US government has defined the Treaty National Professional Visa or TN visa so that citizens of Canada and Mexico can temporarily live and work in the United States. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I will go through the requirements of a TN visa for US, visa renewal, converting a TN visa to a green card, a list of professional jobs, and so much more. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, no time is better than right now. Do it so you can stay updated on our visas and get a free cheat sheet for this visa. Let's go. What is a USTN visa? This visa allows Mexican and Canadian citizens to do some temporary occupations and jobs in the United States. Applicants for this visa only need to find a job offer before coming to the United States. About 36 jobs are defined for visas in this category. This visa is divided into two categories based on nationality. TN1 for Canadian citizens and TN2 for Mexican citizens. For a TN visa, an employer does not need to have a labor condition application or LCA issued by the Department of Labor. Also, the sponsorship process is not defined for this visa. Very well. Therefore, both the employee and the employer can easily get what they want, and as a result, applying for this visa will cost less for both of them. In addition, the TN visa does not have an annual cap. Now, what are the eligibility conditions for a USTN visa? Number 1, be a citizen of Canada and Mexico. Number 2, have one of the authorized occupations on the NAFTA list. I will talk about that later. Number 3, have a full-time or part-time job position in the United States. Self-employment is not accepted. Number 4, have experience and education that meet the requirements of your intended job position. In the United States, of course. Number 5, declare that you will return to your country after your visa expires and that you do not want to reside in the United States. You must have a bachelor's degree to do most of the professions on the NAFTA job list. Having experience cannot be a substitute for a degree. However, some occupations require experience in addition to a degree. In this case, you should know that having at least 3 years of work experience is needed, and having a degree will not replace the work experience. To confirm your work experience, you must provide a letter from your employer describing your duties. What are the certification requirements? Let's see. If you want to work in some US healthcare occupations, you must meet the requirements of certification. This certificate confirms that you have completed adequate training programs and have the required experience based on the US healthcare system, and you are fluent in English. Jobs that should consider this requirement are registered nurses, physical therapists, medical technicians, and occupational therapists. This certificate is not required for physicians and non-clinical healthcare workers. Applicants for this certificate should contact the Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing School, the National Board of Certification in Occupational Therapy, or the Foreign Credentialing Commission on Physical Therapy. The validity of this permission is up to 5 years, and then you have to renew it. Now, what are the requirements for Canadian citizens? Canadians generally do not need a TN visa to enter the United States. In this way, after finding a job when entering the United States, they can apply for TN non-immigrant status at a US port of entry. To be accepted into the country on a TN visa, Canadians must provide some documents at the port of entry or pre-flight inspection. Let's see. Number 1, evidence of Canadian citizenship. Number 2, documents related to the job position, company name, length of employment, job description, and qualifications must be provided. Don't forget. Number 3, $65 must be paid if you enter the country through the port of entry. Number 4, pay $50 if you pass a pre-flight inspections. Canadians who live in a third country who have a non-Canadian spouse or children and intend to enter the US as a NAFTA professional need a TN1 visa. As a result, their family members can also apply for a TN dependent visa. If you want to obtain your TN visa before entering the United States, your employer must file Form I-129 with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services and pay $460. Processing documents submitted to the USCIS may take several months. In this case, the employer can pay another $1,225 as a premium processing fee to be notified of the results of the petition in a short time. Therefore, you must also present a approved Form I-129 at the port of entry. What are the requirements for Mexican citizens? Mexican citizens must obtain a TN2 visa through the U.S. Embassy to enter the country as a NAFTA professional. How to apply for a TN visa? Let's see. Step 1. Complete the Form DS-160. This form contains questions regarding your personal information and the purpose of your trip to the United States. You must first complete the form. Then you have to print the confirmation page that appears after submitting the form. Step 2. Pay the visa fee. The visa application fee is about $160, which is paid by you. Keep the receipt. Step 3. Prepare the necessary documents. Let's see. Number 1, a valid passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 6 months from your visa expiration date. Number 2, your photo. Number 3, Form DS-160 and its confirmation page. Number 4, visa fee receipt. Number 5, employer letter that must contain your job position in the U.S., description of your duties, duration of your contract, experiences and educational background, and your salary. Number 6, any other certification that may be required. Step 4, schedule an interview appointment. You should schedule an interview appointment as soon as possible because the embassy's workload varies and it is not possible to precisely predict the waiting time. After setting up the interview, you will receive a confirmation letter containing information about the interview day. Step 5, participate in the interview. On the day of the interview, the consular officer asks questions about your background, education, profession, and the purpose of your trip to the US. Your eligibility for a TN visa will be assessed at the interview. In the beginning, you will be asked general questions about your previous trips to the United States. The consular officer will then ask more specific questions about the type of job you will have in the United States, the employer, the length of a stay, and so on. In some cases, the employer will be contacted during or after the interview to verify your answers. You must answer all the questions directly and honestly. Go to our article and see some possible questions you need to answer. Link is in the description. Here's a question. How long is a US TN visa valid? The initial validity of this visa is 3 years. You can then renew it indefinitely for 3-year periods. Remember, as long as you are in the United States, you must prove that you do not intend to reside permanently by providing documents such as bank statements or a list of assets in your country. Another question, what are the disadvantages of US TN visas? Number 1, you must return to your country immediately after your visa expires. Number 2, self-employed people cannot apply for a TN visa. Number 3, the TN visa is not dual intent, so you cannot change the TN visa to a green card through this visa. Another question, can you bring your family members under a US TN visa? Yes. Spouses and unmarried children under 21 are eligible for a dependent visa known as a TD visa. Canadian spouses and children do not need a TN visa. So there's that. They can enter the US port of entry and provide documents such as a marriage certificate or birth certificate to prove their relationship with you. However, Mexican citizens must apply to the US Embassy in their home country and get their visa before entering the US. To obtain a TD visa, the TN visa holder must prove that they can financially support the dependents. TD visa holders are not allowed to work in the United States but can enroll in academic courses. A TD visa holder can stay in the United States as long as the primary visa holder can stay. Another question, what are the TN visa professions? The NAFTA agreement defines about 36 jobs. These jobs are divided into 4 categories: scientists, teachers, medicine, and general professions. You can go to our article and see the list of those jobs and read the terms about them. Link is in the description. But there you go. Now you can start your application and get that sweet USTN visa. If the steps were so confusing, don't worry. I've put a cheat sheet on our website. Go ahead and download it. Link is in the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It will help YouTube's algorithm. You can also follow our social media accounts. Please subscribe to our channel. We publish 3 videos every week, so if you don't want to miss them, subscribe. If you have any type of visa that you want to know about, write the name in the comment section and we will make a video for it. Thank you all for watching.